Hello and welcome to another edition of Sega Sundays. My name is Justin Towell, aka Cat Gone Crazy. Today we are playing one of the greatest games of all time, perhaps the best ever arcade racer. I think it's between this and Sega Rally Championship myself. This is Daytona USA, running on the Xbox One X, but it's playing the Xbox 360 version of the game, which sadly you can't buy anymore. So this is crazy because it's such a great version of this game. It basically is the arcade version just displaying in 4K resolution. Look at it, listen to it, just wonderful. So this is blue sky gaming at its very best. Literally the sky is blue, it's a wonderful day for racing, and you can see I've got all of the records here myself because I love this game so much. I'll put this on and just give it a 5-minute blast whenever I've got some spare time. It is so good. The VR button, of course, was premiered in Virtua Racing, and that gives you 4 different views. You've got the bonnet cam, the sort of driver's eye view, chase cam, and then a slightly elevated sort of helicopter cam, but it's not as high as the one in Virtua Racing. I'm not sure why they didn't make it go so high. Perhaps because the tracks didn't look as good. Yeah, I suppose they would have been saving polygons where they could, so they probably couldn't have the camera go that high. Anyway, it's a very interesting conversion in that it does have rewind, which of course it didn't have, but around that time Codemasters and the Grid and Dirt series were showing off the joys of the rewind button, so Sega got involved in that. And I think I'm just going to stick it on normal difficulty and have a go. So I'm going to do the 3 tracks today. I can't guarantee I'm going to win them all, but I'll give it my best shot. You get a 10 kilometers an hour boost if you choose manual gears. And you can just use these buttons to change up and down, but it's actually better to use it mapped to the 4 face buttons. So we're starting off in the bumper cam with a real sense of speed. There we go, that's probably the best. Get the back out by sticking it into 1st or 2nd gear to rotate the car, and then you can power through the corner in 3rd and switch to 4th to power off down the straight. There are 40 cars on the track, and that's not a trick, there really are. That was a lovely turn. It's exhilarating, it really is. All of the cars look really solid, it's super solid 3D, 60 frames a second refresh rate, music pounding away. Yeah, it's great. So I'm up to 5th place, and that's the leader already. There we go, this is the higher view, so you can really see your driving lines. Nice camber of the track there. This corner is actually deceptively tricky, you've got to get your line right, otherwise you do hit the wall. You see the Sonic wall there in the distance. Now, on Sega Sundays I've already tackled the Sega Saturn conversions of this game, at least the PAL ones, with Daytona USA and Daytona USA Championship Circuit Edition. But I thought it was worth just checking this out because it's so close to the arcade original. It's even got the texture filtering, which was a major breakthrough and was not equaled by anything else, arcade or at home, for years. Talking about the original arcade version of this. Now I'm going to see if I can go in this one and do the slide. Reasonably. That was my first lap since the first one. That was over 17 seconds there. You see that the bonnet is sort of vibrating a bit. As you damage your car, it actually does that more. Gone too wide? That's okay. Right, happy to take the win before everyone catches up to me. There we go. And I don't know if you noticed there, probably didn't because it all happened so quickly. Just before I crossed the line, the numbers on the finish line, the sort of dot matrix display, changed because the AI cars were changing position. So it's got the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 cars and their numbers. Also above the track there, you've got, because this is the 777 Speedway, you've got that sort of one-arm bandit style display. You can actually win more time if you push the view change button as you go down the straight there, you can stop it, and if you get 3 sevens in a row, I believe you get more time. But being an arcade game, Sega doesn't want you to have more time. They want your game to last approximately 3 minutes, which means that this kind of video is actually going to be not too long. But that was a win. So now let's try the advanced course, Dinosaur Canyon. This is certainly my favourite. And yeah, I will use manual because you've got to do it for the slides. It's possible to drift the car, but you have to hold the brake to do so if you're using automatic gears. And there is a rocket start available. Just like that. Okay, let's see if I can win this. Wonderful track design, just easing you into the game and the handling with this long corner, but you've got to be very careful not to get too far over to the left because you will crash on the right. That's better. The undulations in the track there cleverly masking the draw-in. A little bit of a deliberate slide there, and again now. This track is much more slippery. The asphalt is more slippery than it is on the 777 Speedway, so you've really got to be careful to keep the car gripping the track at the level you want. And I'm up to first place already, smashing it. It's a shame that it changes the colour of the car based on which transmission you choose, because I do prefer the blue Hornet to the yellow one. I think it's classic iconography, and although obviously yellow is a primary colour, there's just something more primary about the colour scheme of the other one. Perhaps it's the green. Perhaps that's the problem. Anyway, I love that. There, just sticking it into first gear, just to get the back to come out, so I can get up the hill properly. And this corner, I think, never feels as good as it should as you go around it. When you come down the hill towards it, you think, oh, it looks amazing, it's going to be so fun, and then it's not as fun as it should be. This HD version has got far superior draw-in. It does hide a bit here, deliberately I think, because if it did draw in the rest of the canyon, you'd see it, and you shouldn't, because it wouldn't be properly modelled. You're only meant to see the inside of that canyon, rather than the rocks that make it, if that makes sense. There we go, nice. Now, if you drift too much, the car will go into a spin. It's extremely well designed in terms of handling. I mean, I've been playing this for... When did it come out? 93? 92? 90... Or 94? I think it came out in 94. Yeah, definitely not 93 or 92. So, absolutely groundbreaking at the time, of course. Ooh. So the AI cars are fallible, and they do crash into each other. They can flip, which is quite impressive. Something it didn't really do in the CCE version on Saturn. Although they also can, they just don't. Is that it? Okay, right. Now we're onto the expert track, and unlike Virtua Racing, the expert track is the hardest of the three. Virtua Racing, I think Bay Bridge is the hardest. You can see the repeating textures on the wall there, and indeed on the canyon, and the track, and the grass at the side. They've just been extremely clever in using the textures as best they can to give the impression of variety. You never really feel like you're looking at a low RAM game. I'm not sure what the RAM is actually, perhaps I can just check. Sega Model 2 RAM. This is going to be so small, isn't it? No way. It says that the RAM is 9,776 kilobytes? Can that be right? Well, I think that is Sega Model 2 hardware audio RAM of 540 kilobytes, which is 4 megabits. That is amazing. How can they do this? How is that possible? Honestly, every time I learn something about this game, I'm even more impressed. AM2 just absolutely smashing out the park. Right, we're on to the final track now, Expert. This one is called Seaside Street Galaxy, and it's got a really interesting layout which can really confuse you first time you play because there appear to be lots of different roads and you're not sure where to go. I didn't do the rocket start, that's a shame. So wheel spin. So it's going to be difficult to win the race now without that head start, but I'll do what I can. I'm going to go for the higher view because it is easier to pick your driving lines from this angle. And there is pop in here, look, you can see that huge building appear out of nowhere. Now this is the tough bit. Get into the slide, get out of the slide, oh not quite. Alright, 24th, not a great start. If I don't do it on this attempt, I might give it one more go because I know I can win it. Anyway, beautiful graphics as you come down the hill. Even less grip, I think, on this circuit than there is in Dinosaur Canyon. So you've really got to learn how to drift to get around corners like this one. There's horses there running to the right. There is a cheat where you can play as a horse, at least on the Saturn version. Seagulls without any faces, that's a bit nightmarish. I didn't even choose to put the car in that slide. It's just that little grip. I'm actually coming up through the field. Don't think quick enough to win, but there's only 2 laps because it's such a long course. Oh, and there we go, there's the crash animation. And the cones flying around, lovely physics. On the left it says you can't be satisfied without it, Sega Model 2. I think they're right. Okay, right, rather than just get to the end of this one, I'm just going to exit the game and try one more time. Because I think I can win this, and it's good to see the crash animation. Just don't want to see it too often. Okay. This is the one. So to do the rocket start, you've got to hold the brake, and then accelerate up to about the 7. And it didn't quite do it, so it's wheel spin. I think it's just before the 7 rather than just before the 8. Still a decent start though. Because of the analog steering and analog inputs for the acceleration and brake, you can actually control the wheel spin on your own, so I still got a good start. Okay, there we go. So, that was better. That was not perfect, but that was better. Now there's a statue of Jeffrey up here, and you can make him move as well. But apparently by pressing the view change button, or one of them. But I'm concentrating far too hard to try it. Apparently he does somersaults. I have seen it before. That's risking a spin. Nice. Okay, 19th. This is more promising. Past the Nightmare Seagulls again. Bit of a slide. Now here I want someone to crash into the back of me to get my speed back up, but I don't think that's going to happen. Never mind, 20th. And you do have to slow for this corner. I thought you could take it flat out, but apparently not. The track is smooth here, look at that. And then not. This corner tightens really nastily. It's very hard to get it right, which I didn't. But someone has knocked into the back of my car to keep my speed up, so that's useful. And then you've got this hairpin at the end in front of the ship. The sort of galleon. And that is very difficult to get the slide right. But that's alright. Right, 17th. So I've got through half the field almost. So if I do a better lap, I might be able to win, but I don't think that's going to happen this time. Okay, got to get this absolutely right. That was pretty much spot on. Yeah, I've gone quiet is because I'm concentrating. I'm up to 6th. The control with the gears is just sublime, absolutely perfect. It's amazing they got so much right in only their, second attempt really, after virtual racing? To basically make the perfect arcade racer. Okay, got to get this corner right. I am so close to winning it. I don't think I'm going to win. But this is very close. No way. Well, there it is. Daytona USA completed, just like that.
Welcome to Victory Lane. You made it.
I have no idea how, that's the best I've ever done that lap, that last lap there. I think that's the best I've ever done it. Even Jeffrey's pleased. Incredible scenes, right? So all the cars start flipping around, which did look amazing at the time. It did look daft as well. Brilliant. There we go. We do like to play games well here on Sega Sundays, but sometimes it does surprise me how well things go. But this is definitely the one I'll post. Lovely. Game over. I will list my name with the other champions. I'm not going to put in a daft name because, as I said on the other video, you can put in things like O.R for outrun, but put my name in. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the Saturn version, then you can find that on the link here. But otherwise, check out the Sega Sundays playlist, and I'll see you next Sunday, 8 AM UK time, for another edition of Sega Sundays. Take care until next time. Cheers.